Man suffers only because he takes seriously what the gods made for fun. The boy and his heart had become friends, and neither was capable now of betraying the other. When you use your energy and resources to punish people, you run out of energy and resources to protect people. Never hide things from hardcore thinkers. They get more aggravated, more provoked by confusion than the most painful truths. I hope you live a life you're proud of. If you find that you're not, I hope you have the strength to start all over again. Kant thought things, not because they were true, but because he was Kant. You often feel tired, not because you've done too much, but because you've done too little of what sparks a light in you. The universe doesn't give you what you want in your mind. It gives you what you demand with your actions. Don't reject something just because it seems strange. It's comfort that will kill you in the end. Sometimes a little discomfort in the beginning can save a whole lot of pain down the road. Despite your best efforts, people are going to be hurt when it's time for them to be hurt. Be faithful to that which exists within yourself. All that exists is just and unjust and is equally justified in both respects. If everyone helps to hold up the sky, then one person does not become tired. You cannot be lonely if you like the person you're alone with. It's not unpatriotic to denounce an injustice committed on our behalf. Perhaps it's the most patriotic thing we can do. In the end, Lex should have stuck to his lies, for it was the truth he almost told that killed him. Sometimes the hardest lessons are the ones that change us the most. Advice is like snow. The softer it falls, the longer it dwells upon, and the deeper it sinks into the mind. One of the few things in life that cannot possibly do harm in the end is the honest pursuit of the truth. If you do not tell the truth about yourself, you cannot tell it about other people. Life would be unbearably dull if we had answers to all our questions. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, but expecting different results. There is only one kind of shock worse than the totally unexpected, the expected for which one has refused to prepare. It's a sad day for American capitalism when a man can't fly a midget on a kite over Central Park. Through synergy of intellect, artistry, and grace came into existence the blessing of a dancer. No matter how much experience you have, there's always something new you can learn and room for improvement. Everything has its wonders, even darkness and silence, and I learn, whatever state I may be in, therein to be content. Loneliness and the feeling of being unwanted is the most terrible poverty. Regret is mostly caused by not having done anything. Bloom as if you want to make the whole world beautiful. Sometimes I can hear my bones straining under the weight of all the lives I'm not living. Temptation is the feeling we get when encountered by an opportunity to do what we innately know we shouldn't. If you're jealous of someone else, it simply means you have not come to a true acceptance and appreciation of yourself. There are two tragedies in life. One is to lose your heart's desire. The other is to gain it. It is strange how often a heart must be broken before the years can make it wise. It is not a failure to readjust my sails to fit the waters I find myself in. Power is not revealed by striking hard or often, but by striking true. Sometimes it's better to stop trying to make sense of things. Life isn't clear-cut. There are always gray areas. Small is the number of them that see with their own eyes and feel with their own hearts. Women can fake an orgasm, but men can fake an entire relationship. Now this might disturb you, but I find I'm okay by myself, and I don't need you or your benevolence to make sense. It's the possibility of having a dream come true that makes life interesting. Realize that everything connects to everything else. Those who are willing to be vulnerable move among mysteries. As soon as a religion comes to dominate, it has as its opponents all those who would have been its first disciples. I want to be free, Michael. Just for once in my whole life, I want to be free. You are free. You just don't know it yet. It is not the strongest of the species that survives, not the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is the most adaptable to change. Too many doubts grow in the cracks of silence and separation. They can't tell so much about you if you got your eyes closed. Nothing can now be believed which is seen in a newspaper. Truth itself becomes suspicious by being put into that polluted vehicle. I'm sorry for my inability to let unimportant things go, for my inability to hold on to the important things. Be a life long or short, its completeness depends on what it was lived for. To know you are ignorant is the beginning of wisdom. Conformity teaches us the value of our precious worth. Go to heaven for the climate and hell for the company. It doesn't matter how smart you are unless you stop and think. Never break or fold. That's what it takes to be major. Life's like a movie. Write your own ending. Keep believing. Keep pretending. Youth cannot know how age thinks and feels, but old men are guilty if they forget what it was to be young. I don't want life to imitate art. I want life to be art. Dreaming is the poetry of life, and we must be forgiven if we indulge in it a little. The thing about lying to your parents is, you have to do it to protect them. It's for their own good. Es ist nicht genick, zu wissen, man muss auch winden. Es ist nicht genick, zu wollen, man muss auch tun. What you don't know won't hurt you. A dubious maxim. Sometimes what you don't know can hurt you very much. I need you to be happy. I need one of us to be happy. To be even-minded is the greatest virtue. Wisdom is to speak the truth and act in keeping with its nature. To become a master at any skill, it takes the total effort of your heart, mind, and soul working together in tandem. It's a lie to think you're not good enough. It's a lie to think you're not worth anything. The progression of time is inevitable, nor can we control it, but we can control what we do within the time available to us. There is no doubt fiction makes a better job of the truth. It is better for the heart to break than not to break. Some people could look at a mud puddle and see an ocean with ships. A seed neither fears light nor darkness, but uses both to grow. Sometimes the only way to succeed is to fail backwards. You will never follow your own inner voice until you clear up the doubts in your mind. Death is so terribly final, while life is full of possibilities. There are few reasons for telling the truth, but for lying the number is infinite. Growth and advancement happen outside the comfort zone. Happiness is a very pretty thing to feel, but very dry to talk about. Nothing can dim the light which shines from within. There was another life that I might have had, but I am having this one. No new horror can be more terrible than the daily torture of the commonplace. The question is not how to get cured, but how to live. The real question of life after death isn't whether or not it exists, but even if it does, what problem this really solves. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Death is not the greatest loss in life. The greatest loss is what dies inside while still alive. Never surrender. Whereof one cannot speak, thereof one must be silent. When you are present in gratitude, you can't be anywhere else. If you have the guts to be yourself, other people pay your price. At times, even a 90% compatibility rate ends in a breakup. We make choices every day, some of them good, some of them bad. And if we are strong enough, we live with the consequences. If you are not having fun, you are doing something wrong. Your rebel soul shines like a diamond pulled from dust, bright, clear, and flawless. A man is not called wise because he talks and talks again, but if he is peaceful, loving, and fearless, then he is in truth called wise. In a time of deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. No amount of regretting can change the past, and no amount of worrying can change the future. We may regard certain days as free days. Free days or however fee days. We will pay later. Grief, no matter how you try to cater to its wail, has a way of fading away. I believe that just because something didn't go the way you planned it once, it's no reason not to try again.